Okay, real talk here. I don't know what this is. I think it's 3. I was not on YouTube for a little while. I think I went a couple weeks without a video, and I wanted to kind of explain why. I had the Rona. I got the Rona. I just had a lot. Actually, I really just had a lot going on in life, and it was coming up on a school break and stuff, and basically I got called and said, hey, you need to go get a chest x-ray. Normal thing I get every year. I get this chest x-ray every year. I get like what's called perennial bronchitis. I don't smoke or anything. I've never smoked. I've just had I've had some things done to me, and they just check every year to make sure. So I call them up. I'm like, cool, no problem. How do I make the appointment? And they said, well, you have to make a COVID appointment too. We have to check for COVID. And in this day and time, I'm like, okay, whatever. I got to check to get COVID, whatever. So on a Thursday, I go down and they stick the thing up my nose and boop, boop, way up there. No, they don't stick it way up your nose anymore in California for sure. Up here in Northern California, it only goes about halfway. And it's not uncomfortable, but it's not like, wow, I want to do that every day. So basically, they did that. The next day, I went and got a chest x-ray, and I'm like, cool, whatever. They must have got the COVID test back. I don't know. The following day, on a Saturday, they give me a call, or they send me an app message that says, hey, you've tested positive for COVID. One of the indicators on our test you've tested positive for. So I'm like, one of the indicators? So I open it up, and there's 2 indicators that this test tests for. And I've learned more about COVID in the last month than I've ever wanted to. But I kind of felt like everybody was, had the same COVID test. I didn't realize there was a bunch of different ways to test for COVID. There's like, a dozen different tests or something. And the one that I took was one of the newer ones, like one of the brand new ones that just came out, I guess, in the beginning of January. And basically, it can tell if you have antibodies. It can tell if you are full-blown COVID, go lock yourself in a closet. And the other one is when you have both COVID and antibodies at the same time, which means that you've recently had COVID. And they don't know. You could have had it 2 weeks ago, 3 months ago. They don't know. Because what I've learned is the virus leaves everybody's body differently. And how I learned this was I was looking up a study from like Duke or something, or maybe Northwestern, one of those medical schools, and they're studying people who've had the Rona. They're studying their poop, and basically they go poop every day, and they measure the amounts of COVID in them, and so they're looking through their feces, and they're basically finding that there's no rhyme or reason. The only 2 factors that can like help you is age, and I want to say they said like obesity. So the more obese you are, the longer it's going to take to leave your system. Which is kind of interesting, because I was speaking to another friend of mine, and he was really overweight. He's lost about 60 pounds, and he's still overweight, and he had COVID a couple months ago, and he went and got a test done again. He said a few weeks ago, or about a week ago, and he's still testing positive for trace COVID. If that's what you call it. I really don't know what you call it, trace COVID. So he tested positive for the same thing I tested positive for, antibodies and COVID. So it's interesting. So he's 3 months out now. And so anyways, I've had no symptoms, no hot flash, no hot and cold, no fever, no chills, no nothing really. I remember for like a day or 2, I had some backache. And then I do remember, though, basically throughout February, some, how you can feel that you're off. I just felt off. Like I felt that my brain was not functioning at 100%. I felt like I was more like running on like 65%. I'd walk out to the garage and I'd kind of forget some things. Be in the middle of teaching a lesson and kind of have to reset myself. Just things like that. I kind of knew, and I just chalked it up at the time to just being tired. I was like, I'm probably tired. But anyways, going back to the test. So basically I called my nurse practitioner person who's like was filling in for the doctor, and I was like, what's the deal here? And she's like, well, it's a new test. Basically, it tests for antibodies too. And I was like, really? I didn't know that. She's like, nope, it's brand new. So I was like, so when did I have COVID? She's like, we don't know. You could have had it 2 weeks ago. You could have had it 2 months ago. All we know is that since you have antibodies and she said trace amounts of COVID. So trace COVID. She said, we know that you're like 99.9% not contagious anymore, but just to make sure, we'd like get a quarantine for 7 days. And I was like, okay, so what do I do? What sucked was I was on break from school. There went my 7-day break, gone. But luckily it was just 7 days, whatever. I'm very lucky no one else in my house has COVID. I know I'm a lot luckier than other people. But yeah, I guess, the freakiest part about all of it is that I had it and didn't know it. So even if I go back and look at the day where my back was a little sore, I had some backache, I just didn't know, and I'm very safe about things. I wear a mask, when I need to, and I wash my hands and I use hand sanitizer and all that stuff. But it's kind of freaky a little bit that you had it and it just didn't affect me really. I also have a friend who, him and his brother got it, and they're actually a year apart, same build, same stature, super healthy, 28 and 29 years old, I think. The 28-year-old got it really, really bad. He said in the middle of eating, lost his taste, like right in the middle of eating. The 28-year-old got it really bad. 29-year-old never even knew he had it. He only got tested because he knew his brother had it. And then also their dad, who is 60, he tested. He was around them a lot. They were all around each other, and he never got it. So, beyond everything, there's really no rhyme or reason to this thing going on. I'm not out there hating on people who don't want to wear masks. I'm not out there hating on people who are wearing masks. I just, just be safe, be smart, Other than that's kind of why I was gone for a little bit. I have plenty of videos like filmed. I did film some videos. I got a few to put on, but yeah, I'll be back. I'll be posting probably two to three videos a week. Get back into some of my top 10s and all that stuff. So, all right. So if you like this video, subscribe. I got a lot of videos coming up. A lot of mods on my truck. It's getting warm, so I'll probably be doing some stuff to my Mustang too. My wife and I went and test drove a super dope car that we're gonna buy, so we're gonna do that too. So, all right, talk to you later, Garage Pod. Thanks for hanging out. Peace. Hey, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe. Thanks for coming along with me on this journey. See you around.